reading is Life Just Keeps Coming. So welcome back, and let's see what we think of this reading. I'm just going to read it and then we'll come back and see what we think. And I just got to pull something up here. First quote is from Kate Bowler, or Bowler, B-O-W-L-E-R. And she is a New York Times bestselling author, award-winning podcast host, and she's a professor at Duke University. And I think she originally comes from Canada, from Winnipeg, Canada, Manitoba. So there you are. She has been around on this planet since 1980. So there you are. Here's what she has to say. Life is a chronic condition. I'm here to look into your gorgeous eyes and say, quote, hey, there are some things you can fix and there are some things you can't. We can find beauty and meaning and truth, but there's no cure to being human. So let's be friends on that journey. Let's be human together. Kate Bowler. And Ernest Holmes in Know Thyself on page 88, paragraph 2, he says, our experience is filled with laughter and tears, singing, dancing, praying, and exalting, and sometimes falling into deep depths of despair. We need to have a good-natured flexibility toward all we encounter, not fighting against life, but cooperating with it. As I said, that's from Know Thyself. This is Reverend Katie. She says, Reverend Kris. I have news. It can be good news or bad, depending on your perspective, or perhaps it is neither, if you can stay open. Here's my news. And she says, life just keeps coming. There always will be moments of utter beauty, sheer ecstasy, crippling pain, heart-stopping grief, divine synchronicity, and intense challenge. Sometimes they come one right after another, and sometimes they all pile up, pulling us in every direction at once. Every time I think I've reached a plateau and found a moment of rest, something else appears, calling for my attention. In every moment, regardless of what is happening, I am at choice. I can choose to embrace the tides of life, allowing the ebb and flow of emotions and experiences to emerge into a beautiful dance of joy and grace. Or I can resist, trying to fight against life's currents. Either way, life continues to move forward. Spirit always says yes, which means it doesn't matter whether we flow with it or resist it. It simply agrees. Reverend Kris goes on to say, I find it much easier and a lot more enjoyable to flow with life rather than resisting it. Even if I occasionally resist, I always choose to return to flowing with the rhythm of life. How about you? Are you flowing or resisting? Excuse me, I don't know why I'm yawning. Well, that's a really good question. And I guess the answer is it depends. A lot of the time, I just flow along with life, and sometimes I do resist it. Well, we were discussing something about our Christmas celebration today. I found myself arguing with my wife and resisting. And then I come and I read this. Well, I actually read it this morning and I'm rereading it now. And then it's only dawned on me that what I had been doing 20 minutes ago was resisting life. And it just occurred to me, well, I don't need to. In the past, I've just gone with the flow on these particular things. And that's what I'm going to do again. I am going to go with the flow. I'm going to forget all about the resistance. I'll just go with the flow and we'll see what happens. So it's very opportune that it should come now. And as we often say, there are no coincidences. There's always some connection with everything that goes on. You know, the funny thing was when our dog Lily died a couple of weeks ago, that same day, she was called Lily, as I said, we got an email from somebody called Lily, like right afterwards. And I'd said, okay, Lily, give me a sign that things are moving along. And I get an email from somebody called Lily. Did I manifest that myself? Did it come? I don't know. But the point is that I just got a lesson before I got on here about resisting life. And I just decided, why waste the energy resisting it when the things are going to go through, they're going to flow. I'm just going to go with the flow and we'll see what happens. So I got a first-hand lesson as to what this means. So when I read it this morning, I thought, I don't know what I think about this reading. Then my wife read it last night. She said, oh, yeah, I think it's a great reading. And then when I read it again, and this has just happened, I think, well, yeah, it's really opportune. It's really right on the point, and it's taught me a lesson. Again, not a lesson that repeats itself when we don't learn. So that's one thing about life. We find that when we resist things, they keep repeating until we get the message. And then we finally say, oh, yeah, I get it. I get it. I really get it. You don't need to tell me anymore, life. I've got it. Thank you very much. So I flow with life as it comes, embracing its rhythms and dancing with the ebb and flow. Affirmation, perfect for me today. 100, 1,000, 1,000,000% perfect for me today. I think it's really cool. So what do you think? You know, a lot of these readings, they don't need deep explanations. They don't need a Sunday talk to actually go in and explain them. If they're a bit obscure or they're quoting something that's particular to our philosophy and it isn't really apparent, then I'll go and explain it. But I don't think this needs a lot of explanation. We all know the old expression, I quoted it the other day, which is what you resist persists. So this is a lesson for me to go with the flow. And I hope if you've been resisting things recently, it will be a lesson for you to go with the flow. Because believe me, when you do, you feel so much better. And why do we want to feel pent up and angry and annoyed and all the rest of it? I don't know about you, but I prefer not to do. So that's it for today. Reverend Lisa will be back tomorrow morning, 9:15. I will be back tomorrow evening, hopefully around about 5. I'm trying to think if there's anything that gets in the way. Usually there isn't. Sometimes there is. Tonight I got delayed. My own fault. I got engrossed in doing something, and before you know what it is, it was almost 6 o'clock. So no excuses. There we are. So thank you very much for watching. Please do us a favor, like us, and also please pass it on. Please repost. Wherever you saw this, please repost. Repost on your own Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, wherever you go, X, Threads, whatever they are, just post them all. So until next time, namaste.